Hello, friends. The Carnivore Rabbi here, as always, to meet, pray, and love. I talked a few days ago about one of the critical qualities for carnivore diet success: independence of mind, nonconformity. But there's another critical quality, and that's the willingness to take a risk. This is tremendously important, not just in carnivore, but in life. Fortune favors the bold, as they say. And following the standard American diet, the food pyramid, that's not bold. That's playing it safe. That's doing what is conventional, what the so-called authorities recommend. It's being even Steven, doing what is conventional and convenient and easy. But we know that it is not safe or healthy. So when we try the carnivore diet, we have to take a risk by departing from the norm. And that's hard. Just look at the people who did not follow the herd over the last 4 years. They faced criticism, ostracism. Even when we are utterly confident in what we are doing, not following the herd feels like a risk for almost everybody. It is venturing off into the unknown and unfamiliar and facing criticism. So we have to gird ourselves. How can we feel better embracing risk? This is really important. Or at least managing that sense of risk so that we can get through the hard parts. The Bible says, do not fear, lo tireh in Hebrew, more than almost any other phrase. So I've given a lot of thought to it. And here are 5 ways we can get past fear and become more comfortable with risk. The first is to get inspired. Look at the results of history. Truly, fortune does favor the brave. One of my biblical heroes is, of course, Abraham. The Bible tells us that Abraham left his father's house to journey, quote, to the land that I will show you. In other words, God says, leave everything you know, head out on a journey, and trust that with faith, you will find the promised land. I will not tell you exactly how to get there, God implies. I will not describe to you exactly the way it will look and feel, but I ask you to trust that you will get there. And God's call is a bold one, tremendously bold, and it contains deep wisdom. When we try something new, when we open a new business or enter a new relationship or embrace a new way of eating, we don't know exactly how it will turn out. We cannot plan out everything in advance. In fact, when we try to map out exactly how we'll get there, we close off options that may help us along the way. We reduce our flexibility. What is critical, however, is that we have trust, faith in the ultimate destination. That's our health and our happiness. Without that trust, we handicap ourselves from the beginning. We miss out on the spiritual strength that will help us through the inevitable roadblocks. A second quality to embrace risk, especially when it comes to carnivore. Think logically. The carnivore diet makes sense. It is the proper human diet. Remember the logic. Don't get caught up in the emotion of criticism, of people saying you're crazy. Think logically. I like the way Dr. Chafee puts it. Plants develop toxins in order to survive. That's why most are poisonous, 99%. Then you have to cook the other ones. Plants are trying to kill you. That's logical. Animals can run and escape, so they don't have the toxins. And animals have the energy that human beings need. That's why they are our ideal diet. An ecological balance in the world depends upon predator and prey. It's not immoral to consume animals. In fact, we consume animals, and ultimately, when we die, the soil consumes us. It's an eternal cycle. And we'll explore the morality idea about eating meat in coming weeks, because that's a question I get a lot, especially from people of faith. Third way of embracing risk: start small. You don't have to start tomorrow with the lion diet. By the way, the lion diet is meat, salt, and water, and that's it. In fact, some well-regarded carnivore doctors suggest starting slowly transitioning to carnivore over 6 to 8 weeks to avoid oxalate dumping. Personally, I started with keto and then got into carnivore, but when I went carnivore, I did it all at once. That worked for me. But one good technique that works to reduce risk or manage risk is to give yourself 30 days. 60 days or 90 days is even better. But it reduces the magnitude of the challenge. It gives an endpoint. Now, very likely, you'll blow right past that endpoint, but at least it doesn't seem like an insurmountable challenge to automatically upend your way of eating. Fourth technique, adopt a growth mindset. Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck distinguished between the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Here's how she describes the difference. Quote, in a fixed mindset, we believe our basic abilities, intelligence, talents are just fixed traits. They have a certain amount, and that's it. And then our goal becomes to look smart all the time and never look dumb. We're not trying to grow. In a growth mindset, we understand that our talents and abilities can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. We don't necessarily think everyone's the same or anyone can be Einstein, but we believe that everyone can get smarter if they work at it. In other words, with a growth mindset, we keep learning and therefore we keep growing, and that makes us more capable of lasting, meaningful change, and we become more comfortable taking good risks. Fifth, perhaps the most important, the fastest way to keep growing is to just take action. Do it now. Try it now. You can always stop. One of my favorite Jewish stories, it's an 18th century Hasidic rabbi, and he tells of a poor village woman with a large family. And one day she found this incredibly beautiful large egg. She called her family, brought her around, and beamingly told them the good news. But, she said, we are not going to eat this egg now. First, we're going to borrow a hen so that the egg will hatch. Then this new chicken from the egg will lay more eggs, and they will hatch more chicks. When we have enough, we shall buy a cow, and then by selling its milk, we shall be able to buy many cows, then a wagon, and then, to her utter dismay, the woman looked down and realized the precious egg had fallen to the ground and broken. It's good to think big, but sometimes we just have to take the first step and take action. And by watching this video, many of you are already trying the carnivore diet. Those of you who are thinking about giving it a try, just start. Just stop eating sugar. Just put down that vegetable and try meat for 30 days. You will be glad you did. One of my favorite quotes, those who don't take a chance don't have a chance. See you next time.